doing something new, something I've not seen anyone do, which is doing the clutch on a Kia Sportage. So this one is a 4-wheel drive 2-liter petrol, and I actually haven't seen anyone do this, so let's do a quick breakdown of what needs to be done. Well, first of all, you're going to need to remove the battery, the air box, the air duct from the top. You also need to remove 2 of the engine mounts. Well, this one is the bracket for the rear one. You cannot actually remove this part on the back. On the front you can remove this, and it's also got this bracket right down there, but this one can just be left loose. Obviously you need to disconnect the slave cylinder. It's just held on by 2 bolts. Simple. You also need to disconnect your gear selector, and also, if you don't want to be messing around with this, you can take the 2 12mm bolts out, much easier than doing these clips. Up here, basically that's all until we're going to remove the engine mount, but that we do last. Whilst you're underneath, take your drive shaft. This is the only way I could actually take it out because it's actually stuck in here. So I just decided, okay, we're just going to take it off the bottom ball joint, and then sort of, well, need to take it off the strut. Make sure that this cable held on with the 2 10mm up here and on the other side as well are loose, so this cable doesn't get damaged. And then you can pull the drive shaft out, pull it out, flip it out the way, and then the trickier part is doing the transfer case, because, well, the rear bolts are easy and the actual prop shaft comes off very easily. You'll also need to take your exhaust, take it off the 2 hangers over there, and also at the front over here you've also got the bracket that holds it up on here, and you've got the transfer case held on with 4 bolts, 1 down here, 1 over there, 1 there, 1 here. Take those out, and the drive shaft you can take out as well, same way as this side, but these drive shafts actually have a unique design, so you can actually take that drive shaft out, just pull it out once you've taken the bracket out that holds it up here, which is this one. Basically holds it on like this, 2 bolts there, 3 bolts here, bolts onto the back of here. I've also taken that bolt out, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to need to take that out. It's these 2, and then you can take the drive shaft, put it out the way, or if you don't want to cable tie it up, you can just do the same as we did on the other side. And then once you got that out, you want to separate the transfer case before you take the transmission off. And how you do that is basically you pry on the bottom, pry on the top if you can, and just sort of work it out. Then once you have it out, pulled out the way, you cannot actually take it out because of this little thing sticking out, so you can only actually take the transfer case off once you have the transmission separated from the engine. So what you'll do, once you have the transfer case and the transmission separated, it's going to be sitting on this shaft. This shaft goes in the transmission and the transfer case, and basically the transfer case, well, this is the outside, and on the inside you've got, well, this is the other end. So basically this goes through here, and then you need to take the transfer case has to slide off of this. So, but this is quite a way. I haven't actually found a way to take this off. So what I've done is, as I was taking out the transmission, I just slid this off, and that worked for me. It will be tricky putting it back on though. Anyways, once you have those two separated, you have plenty of access to get to the starter. 12mm on the back and a connector, and then also I found it easier to take these two bolts out from the bottom, sort of going up through between the transmission and the subframe, which is going up here. You see where the two bolts were for that. And once you got those, you just take all of the transmission bolts out. There's about 7 of them. Make sure you take note of which one is for which, because they are different lengths. And then support the engine. Take that engine mount off with the bracket, and you're also going to need to drop the subframe at the front, so you can, because of that little thing sticking out, it doesn't clear the bottom of the engine mount. You can either take the engine mount off, which is just held on by a few bolts, or you can just lower the subframe with these 2 bolts, this one right here, and there's one more on the other side, and just leave them hand tight, just a few threads, so obviously the transmission can still sit on it, and this is not going to flop down and fall on you. And then once you've separated that, now we can see why we are doing the job. So this one is just held on. There's a part of the bearing, nice. Basically we're just going to take this one, pop it off, put on the new one. I'll obviously clean it up a bit as well, as to the best of our ability. And by the looks of things, you have enough space to turn the engine over to do the clutch as well. So you shouldn't need to take the subframe off to do this job.